Basically, the recruiting process started for me in, I want to say, 10th grade when I kind of like had the little like whole fake interest thing going on. Like some big schools just kind of like send you that junk email and tell you that they're interested and all that kind of stuff that don't really matter. And then, yeah, my junior year, I didn't really hear that much from for schools football wise, but I started getting some offers for basketball, so I kind of thought that was gonna be my route. But then it won't till like COVID hit, like right before COVID hit, when I got like my first three offers from Ivy League schools, and then
What school specifically did you get it from at the beginning?
uh, the first three I got from Ivy Leagues were Princeton, Harvard, and Yale.
All right.
Honestly, I think that kind of helped me just because I feel like that made other schools kind of more like less hesitant about like academics. Like they was like, oh, he got offers from these schools. Like we don't got to worry about him academically.
Would you say that academics was like actually like a somewhat of a factor when you go through it, all this?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody gonna say that you can't play this and that unless you got school. But I mean, honestly, I think it's important because I think you can't rely on your abilities that much. But I think if you that guy, like they're gonna mess with you regardless. So, but yeah, after that, I kind of started getting some mid-major attention. Like I had like Richmond Temple is a FBS, but I had like Richmond, JMU, VMI, some of those schools. Got some of those offers after that, and like all the military schools. So that's kind of where I was at, and I I wasn't really too nervous or worried because I just knew that like they were coming in so quickly at that time that like I was just gonna be patient and see what happened. And it won't till like April when I got Boston College, and that was like my first big offer for football. And so at that point, I was like, shoot, like they the first school to take a chance on me, so I was like, I might mess with them. And I committed there because I honestly I did think I could see myself going there, but after that, like they kind of were pressuring me into committing, like saying like, "Oh, we want you to do this. Like, if you don't commit, like we might pull our offer or like go after another guy. Like, we want you to know that you're all in, all this and that." So I committed, and then it won't till I committed. Like my recruiting process kind of went dead after I got Boston College, and it won't till I committed till it really picked up. Like it's kind of like once you like commit somewhere, they just all of a sudden come out of nowhere. So after I committed to Boston College, I got like UVA, Tech, North Carolina, NC State, some of the ACC schools. And then I started getting more of the ACC schools, I guess, just because they were interested since I had committed. But then I decommitted from Boston College and committed to Virginia, and I was like locked on that that's where I wanted to go. And I knew I was gonna stay there, but it won't till like I really saw my recruiting process pick up after I committed to UVA, and that's when I really had like some of the SECs and some of those schools start coming after me. So it's just kind of like it comes in waves. That's how it works for me at least.
Gotcha. Just tell us about like how each of your different seasons went, and like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and how that like affected your recruiting, and what you say, or touch on that first, and then talk about what you think were some of the things that really got you noticed.
Uh, yeah, I say that attention. I was just kind of out there having fun. I just like to play football at that point. Ninth grade, I had probably one of my best years in ninth grade, but it won't till like I remember the first week of ninth grade, I got Player of the Week for Central Virginia. And then that's when I had UVA reach out to me and like invite me to this game. And I was like, oh, they're interested. But like looking back at it, that really won't nothing. But um, yeah, I say just like having really good stats, ninth grade helped. And then obviously like a big part of that was the team success. Like if you're a good player, but you're on like your team not doing nothing, it's a lot harder to get recognized. Not saying you can't we're not saying you need to switch schools automatically, but it's just saying like when your team success, like college notices that because you're impacting your team too. But then not 10th grade, it was kind of slow. Like had a good, really good year, but like it was the switch from 11 man to 8 man, so it was just that kind of hurt the recruiting a little bit.
What positions did you play each year?
For 9th or 10th grade.
Just both.
Ninth grade, I played safety and slot receiver, and then 10th grade, I played receiver, running back, and inside linebacker. And then, yeah, grade, the recruiting didn't really go anywhere either. Like, it was kind of just like fake interest still. But then 11th grade, I'll say what really got me like the most attention was when we played our rival school and they had like a run play on the outside. I hit the dude like hard. Like, it was a big play, but I because I knew like I was gonna see it on our film, but it happened to be like one of the other team's parents got it on video from like the sideline view and like Twitter, and like people just started reposting it, and it blew up, and it ended up getting on like what's the article? USA Today, like all these big time like top 10 plays of the week for like the country and all this stuff, and that kind of helped me, just like one play just blowing up like that. And then what I heard from the college coaches my junior year was like that play, and then there was another play where I jumped over somebody, and they were like, "Oh, like that's all we had to see," basically. So like it could really be like 2, 3 plays that just catch attention.